Hi und willkommen zurück zu Conway Disappearance at Dahlia View.
Dad? Why's the door locked? Can you let me in, please? I want to talk to you about something.
Natürlich machen wir das. Jetzt gibt's gleich.
Dad, I'm waiting.
Ach, da ist er.
Sorry. Give me a moment.
Why was the bolt on?
Well, what with everything, one can't be too careful.
Fair enough.
What did you want to talk about?
I've just come back from having a very interesting conversation with your landlord.
Harold Levy. Really?
What do you suppose he wanted to talk to me about?
Well, actually, Catherine, I wanted to talk to you about that.
So he was telling the truth. You know, he was so close to pressing charges, and it's not my job to talk him out of it. I could have been arresting you right now, or any one of my colleagues, whom I can assure you would not be as nice as me about it.
Why? He seemed fine after I spoke to him.
You trespassed and damaged his property. And don't try to talk your way out of it.
Well, what do you want me to say?
I don't know, to be honest.
Why do you think he didn't press charges? The reason he didn't want the police searching in the first place was because he was hiding what basically amounts to chloroform. The same thing he used to drug Charlotte May. He had a gallon of the stuff.
I know.
Well, so why don't you arrest him?
It's a completely different brand.
Well, have you checked his orders? He might have switched recently.
I have.
Then why does he have chloroform in the first place?
He uses it to dilute oils. It's a side scam to rip off his customers. You would have known that if you were working on the case, but you're not.
Well, diluting goods is illegal too, surely. Arrest him for that, and you can interrogate him.
And all he'd get is a fine. And that would be the end of it.
I'm sorry, but...
You're not an investigator anymore, Dad. I know you want to help, but trust me, you're not. In fact, you're making my job that much harder.
Catherine, I was merely trying
You made me a promise. From now on, I just want you to honor it.
I can't.
Why not?
I promised Tony Morgan that I would help find Charlotte May.
Of course you did.
Ich habe ja schon gedacht, dass die ersten Nachbarn, bei denen wir waren, uns schon an unsere Tochter verpetzt hätten.
Thankfully, Harold Levy didn't press charges against me. He probably didn't want the police searching any more than they had to. It confirms my suspicion that Harold is up to no good, but I can't convince Catherine to investigate further. Am I wasting my time watching my neighbors? Mrs. Doer is old and frail. Is she even capable of such a thing as attacking a man and taking his child?
Okay, also ist jetzt Ohmchen dran.
I made Mr. Morgan an impossible promise, but if I stopped now, it was all for nothing. It's too far away. I'll have to zoom in. Mrs. Doer's home once looked out onto a field of dahlia flowers. Her husband built the manor house with shipping company money. Now it's surrounded by all of this. There's that ball again.
Wieder dieser Ball. Hatten wir den Ball schon mal? Also ich wüsste es gerade nicht.
There's a light on downstairs. Mrs. Doerr is still awake. And here I am, spying on an elderly lady.
Ja, was machen Sie denn da? Okay, jetzt erstmal ans Telefon gehen im schicken Nachthemd.
Mrs. Doerr's bedroom. That big house all to herself, and she only lives in one room. How age punishes us.
Was hast du da? Was hast du da? Was machst du da? Ein Messer? Und Spielzeug.
Now this is interesting. What is she doing under there?
Sie legt
It
da die
looks
Sachen
like
rein.
she's hiding something. But what is it? Well, that floorboard is my first port of
Spielzeug,
call.
eine alte Rassel und ein Teddy. Wo ist die Katze? Gottes Willen.
So this is the police's base of operations. By the sounds of it, they've forgotten all about Charlotte May.
Keller.
What could she be doing in the basement? And how did she get down there? This is getting stranger by the minute.
Naja, vielleicht ein Treppenlift oder so. Sie jetzt nochmal hier hin, oder? Hier noch was. Da war was.
Might have to zoom in a little further. All of the searches for Charlotte May start from the crow's nest. Perhaps I should have signed up.
Wo ist.
Some
Warum
good
ist
my chair would have been in the Pinewoods.
denn jetzt auf einmal Blaulicht gewesen? Oh. Ach, nach oben geht's auch.
I'd give anything to know what's in that box. Maybe it has something to do with what was hidden under the floorboard. That's my second port of call. Now she seems to be doing something. Dear God, that's not her at all. Mrs. Doerr is in danger. Unless they're working together. I need to get a photograph of the intruder.
Wo ist. In welchem Raum aber ist der? Da.
Dear God, I've got you red-handed. You there! Stop what you're doing at once! I said stop! You won't get away with this.
Tja, scheinbar doch. Okay, hier müssen wir nicht rein. Was müssen wir denn jetzt tun? Von meinem Fenster aus habe ich Verdächtiges beobachtet. Dem muss ich nachgehen. Was befindet sich unter den Dielen? Die Kiste finden, die der Eindringling in der Nähe des Fensters im Obergeschoss benutzt hat. Okay. Mrs. Durr sieht alt und brechlich aus. Sich durchs Haus zu bewegen, muss für sie anstrengend sein. Lady Durr lebt in einem Zimmer im Erdgeschoss der Villa. Der Rest des Hauses steht fast völlig leer. Aber was ist jetzt unsere Aufgabe? Ich kann ja gerade schlecht dahin. Oder?
Whomever I saw leave Mrs. Doe's home left in a hurry. Let's hope they don't return. Now, to break in without being caught.
Schauen wir mal, ob die Frau aufmacht.
I hope to God Mrs. Doe has gone to bed.
Ach so, das war die
Spaß.
zerbrochene.
I'd better be careful.
Ach komm. Mein Lieblings-Minigame kommt jetzt. Nein.
Could be useful.
Aber er war doch im Haus. Der Einbrecher.
Mrs. Doe? Do not get caught, Robert. Mrs. Doe was hiding something under her floorboard. I wonder if it has anything to do with Charlotte May.
Wir machen uns auf jeden Fall jetzt keine Freunde mal wieder.
I hope none of my neighbors are watching me right now. What would they say?
Naja.
Won't budge. Mrs. Doe used something to pry it up. I should have been more prepared. There must be something down here I can use. That's the box Mrs. Doe carried in.
Aber wo ist das Messer? Okay. Dann. Nein. Lief da gerade noch jemand? Ja, das können wir schon mal nicht nehmen.
It looks too hot to touch.
Okay, also sie müsste ja dann da sein. Schauen wir mal.
Makes my small flat look like a prison cell.
Da war was. Wahrscheinlich nur das Telefon. Mhm.
And what are you looking at?
Noch nie jemanden gesehen, der bei einer alten Frau einbricht. Dieses Haus hat, da ist ein Treppenlift.
Still water.
Okay, ich denke mal für den Schürhaken mit Wasser.
The basement.
Aber da kommen wir nicht runter.
Devil's wheelchair.
Hoch, kein Ding, aber runter schauen wir nicht. Hm? Okay, warum lässt sich der nicht bewegen? Ach, mit Schlüssel. Aber ich möchte eigentlich ungerne in das Zimmer der Alten. Obwohl am Ende ist die da gar nicht drin und ist abgehauen. Das wäre es natürlich.
Let's hope that worked.
Weil man kann ja immer sagen, von wegen alt und gebrechlich. Erstmal muss es beweisen, dass es wirklich so ist. Es kann ja natürlich sein, dass sie sportlich ohne Ende ist.
Find the sweet spot.
Oh no. Hm? Ein Spiegel.
It's too dull to reflect. Just as well. I haven't slept in days. This bone inlay is very ornate. Old, too. Smells old and dusty. It hasn't been used recently. And what's this?
Stammbaum.
Family tree.
What on earth are you doing in my house, Mr. Conway?
Oh mein Gott.
Mrs. Doer.
It's Lady Doer to you. We live in polite society, last I checked.
Lady Doer. Let me explain.
It had better be a bloody good explanation. Go on.
There was an intruder in your house.
I'll say.
I believed they were here for Charlotte May. I believed you were in danger, so I came over to help.
And where is this so-called intruder now, Mr. Conway? I trust you tried to apprehend him.
Sadly, no.
So it's just you and your word, then? Your daughter's a police officer, Mr. Conway.
Naja, wir haben die Fotos.
You should have called her.
I believed your danger to be too immediate, my lady. I was concerned for your safety.
You can cut that nonsense out right away. If you were concerned about me, then you would have knocked on my door or checked on me. Instead, I come out to find you at this ungodly hour prying up my floorboards. This is clearly a matter for the police. And how, may I ask, did you know to look under there?
Look, I can see you don't suffer fools, my lady, so I'll just come out.
No need, Mr. Conway. You've been spying on all of us from your window. Not very subtle, if I do say so.
Very astute. But please, if I may, I merely came over to ask you a few questions.
I suppose you want to know why I stored my belongings under the floor.
I want to know why they're all children's belongings.
Charlotte May. I'm not given to the kidnapping of young girls.
Why don't you just tell me what you were doing then?
Very well. For the past few months, things have been going missing from my home. Bits and bobs, really, but as you can see, the simplest of things in this house would fetch a pretty penny. Last week, it was one of my porcelain dolls. I'm of the suspicion that my maid is stealing from me. So I hid my most cherished possessions under my floorboards. I've had that silver mirror you just found since I was a small child. It's worth more than Dahlia View itself. Regrettably, my late husband and I, well, we don't have a child of our own to leave these things to. I see now that I should have hidden them better.
Keine Kinder, ein Dealer, ein gutes Versteck, Dienstmädchen.
Your floorboards looked like a very good place to hide your things.
Indeed it was. Were you not spying on me?
Of course. But I have to wonder whether there might have been a better place. Don't you have a safe?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Well, I only ask because the floorboards seem like the last option you'd choose.
I have money, Mr. Conway. I have possessions, and I have a safe. What I care about protecting are my memories. So I put them in a place that my maid wouldn't think to look.
Who is your maid, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I say maid. She is a glorified cleaner. Shirley Downs.
Shirley, your neighbour.
Yes, she owns the pub next door. She needed a little extra cash, and I needed my house to stop falling apart.
I see.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Has she cleaned here long?
A handful of months. The upstairs, mainly. I have no interest in going up there these days. Too many memories, and I can only walk so far before my feet give in.
Do you think Shirley would break into your home? The intruder I saw. Could it be her, or someone you know?
You say you saw the intruder break in?
Well, out. They were picking the door, trying to lock it.
Picking it? What does that mean?
Oh, they had a... Trust me, they were up to no good with it.
I gave Shirley a key. I'm certain she has no need to do such a thing.
Lady Doa, would you allow me to search the upstairs of your property? I believe I may be able to shed some light on the situation, if you'd permit me.
We should call the police, surely.
Well, they haven't found Charlotte May yet, and they don't seem to be doing much about it. How about we postpone calling them for just a short while?
I do say, how Machiavellian, Mr. Conway. You ask me to lie to the police. To your daughter, no less.
Not at all. Just to postpone calling, in the pursuit of knowledge.
Ich weiß nicht, erst kam die mir wie so eine alte Hexe vor, aber
The
Moment.
stair lift. I believe it still works. There should be another wheelchair up there somewhere. My late husband's.
Im Moment kommt sie mir am wenigsten merkwürdig vor. Vielen Dank.
Thank you.
So, was sich da oben befindet, schauen wir beim nächsten Mal. Ich hoffe, der Part hat euch gefallen. Falls ja, lasst gerne ein Like da. Falls ihr es noch nicht habt, auch sehr gerne ein Abo. Und dann hoffe ich, sehen wir uns beim nächsten Mal wieder. Bis dahin, bye.